Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Hi, this is Adele and welcome. So today I want to speak about how to climb the success mountain. And what I mean by that is how to get to your next level, whatever success means to you, whatever that looks like in your world, whether that's the great job, the business, more money, the family, whatever it is. I want to talk about the work that needs to be put in to get there and how it feels sometimes on your way in the journey. Let's be real, life gets hard. Sometimes shit is super tough. Stuff we want to go after feels like this massive mountain to climb. But getting started is the hardest part. Honestly, if I know anything, it's that part of getting started. Think about when you go to the gym. When you get there, if you've worked out a few times, once you're there, it's fine. You get your workout done because you're already there and you're like, I'm here, I might as well do my workout. But it's getting there. It's those days where you don't want to go and you're just like, no, I'm not going. The hardest part is always getting started. I've been through my own struggles as a single mum and even before that. And sometimes we use like being a mum, for instance, as an excuse. It becomes an excuse not to go after the things we want. Like, if I'm tired, I can't do it because I'm tired, I'm a mum. I can't do this because I've got a lot of work on. Listen, even before I was a mum, I worked all day and I'm just too tired. I've been really busy and I just don't have time. Sometimes we find excuses or we use excuses not to put in the work and go after the things we want. The truth is, even as a mum, your kids will sleep. And when they're asleep, you can get the work done. And that doesn't mean every night that they sleep, you should be working. It just means there is always an option and there is always something else that can be done. Kids will sleep. They might not sleep as long as you want them to, but they'll sleep. That gives you time. If you're tired after a long day at work, you know what? Go grab a coffee, drink an energy drink, but get some work done. If something needs to be done, get it done. Remember, that day when you choose to get it done, it's done. Once it's done, it's done. You don't have to do it again. And you're one step closer to the thing that you want. Also, remember, you're not going to always have to do that. You're not always going to have to do things when you're tired. But if you're trying to change your circumstances, if you just keep doing the same things you're currently doing, you're going to keep seeing the same things you currently have. So yeah, sometimes on those nights when you feel a little bit extra tired, push through, pick up a coffee and go for it. The truth is, let's be honest, if you're tired after work today, you're probably going to be tired after work tomorrow. Drink a coffee and do the work. The hard stuff is temporary. It's not going to be every day and it will not be forever. It's for right now. Better is on its way. Sometimes you just got to push through the hard stuff now so you don't have to go through it later. I'm telling you, 6 or 10 months of hard work, putting in the work can change your entire life forever. I am talking from experience. When my daughter was young, I struggled for sure. And sometimes it felt so hard. It was like there were some days where I was just like, nah, I can't do it. But everything was worth it. The work I put in then paid off. And imagine 6 months now of you just pushing through and trying to get stuff done. Not every day, but some days. It could give you the life that you want, the life that you're working for, the work-life balance, the finances that you want. You will be able to fund the lifestyle that you're trying to fund. It might be holidays, it might be the new house, it might be a wedding. Whatever it is you've got planned, imagine putting in the work now could change things later. And the truth is, you don't have to put the work in now. You can choose not to. But either way, work's going to have to be done. So whether you do it now or you do it later, it's going to have to be done. Sometimes it's easier to struggle now for a short period of time than continue to live a life that you're not happy in, because that's struggle anyway. I read somewhere recently that if you choose the easy option, your life will always be hard. And if you choose the hard option, your life will be easy. And that is so true. Think about, I'm going to use the gym again just because, think about when you work out. If you choose the easy option, which is going to McDonald's, getting a burger, getting some fries, tastes great, amazing. Yep. Imagine that's the easy option. But the outcome is going to be you're not about to have a hot girl summer. Let's be real. Like, if you choose the burger and chips every day, you're not going to have a hot girl summer. But that's the easy option. The hard option is going to the gym, doing the work, or drinking the smoothie, getting a smoothie, cutting up the fruit, like takes ages, blending it, and then drinking the smoothie. That might be the hard option, but guess what? Your body's going to thank you for it later, and you're going to get one step closer to the hot girl summer because you're going to have the body that you want. So I really believe that that is true. If you choose the hard stuff now, you get to live the easy stuff longer. But if you keep choosing the easy option, which is staying in your comfort zone, doing the things that you already do that aren't giving you the things that you want, you're going to keep getting more of what you don't want. We have all been there, like saying to ourselves, I can't do X, Y, and Z because I've got a child and it keeps me busy, because I've got 2 children and it keeps me busy, because I worked all day today and I'm just physically too tired, because I'm working 6 days a week. The one day I have off, I just want it off. And that's fine. There are going to be days and weeks where it just is too much and you can't get it done. But if every week is a too much week, nothing ever changes. I'm such a big believer in hard times will not last if you put in the work now. Think about everything you want and think about the things you need to do or can choose to do now. I say to people all the time, if you really, really want something, you have to stop your own excuses. There are already things in the world that are going to kick your ass and slow you down, and obstacles that you're going to have to climb over. Don't let yourself and your excuses be one of them. If things aren't working out right now the way you want them to, try something different. If you keep doing the same thing day in and day out, you keep getting the same results. So how about you try something different? For me personally, like as a coach, when people come to me and they say, I'm really worried that coaching's not going to work and I'm going to work with you and at the end, everything's going to still be the same. My answer to them is, yeah, it will be the same then. Because if you've already decided at the beginning of a new journey that nothing is going to change, then nothing's going to change. As a coach, I'll say to someone, so you really spent all that money just for it not to work. Because if you believe it's not going to work, then it isn't going to work. And then they'll say, no, but I do think you'll be able to help me. And I'll say, okay, that's it. Stop and let's start there. There's so many people out here that are like, oh, I don't think this will work, or what's the point in trying, or I've tried it for a week and it didn't work. How about you've been doing everything you're currently doing for a lifetime, 10 years, 15 years, maybe 20 years. So when you try something new, you're going to have to give it some time, just like you've given time to what you're currently doing. You've been doing the same thing for a really long time. So if you change or try something new, it's not going to work out in a day. It's not going to work out in 48 hours. You're going to need to put in a little bit of work, but it's not going to take 10 years or 15 years. The truth is, and I've said that so many times, the truth is, if you think about trying something new and your first thought is, no, but I've tried that. I've done it before, or no, I just really don't think that will work. Like, what's the point in trying? I don't think it will work. Guess what? What you're currently doing isn't working. So maybe the thing that you think isn't going to work is the exact thing you need. I remember the way I used to think about money, and then I used to hear people say, well, money is energy and it flows. And I used to be like, that's absolutely ridiculous. If money flows, I can just sit here and say, I want £1 million and it's going to fall into my lap. No, but the truth was I didn't really understand what those people were talking about because I never took the time to ask the questions or to do the research or to learn in depth what people meant when they said money was an energy. I never understood what that meant. It's an exchange. I really never understood what that meant. But sometimes we're so just ignorant to what we don't know. So we'll sit there and say, yeah, I don't think that will work for me. Guess what? what you're currently doing is not working for you. So that thing, it might be the thing that will work for you. The things you keep resisting and saying, no, there's no point in trying because I don't think it will work, they're probably all the things that are going to change your life. That mountain can be the hardest thing to climb. And usually the mountain is our own excuses. It's not even the obstacles that life's throwing at us. It's our own excuses. I can't do it because. So the next time you catch yourself about to say, I can't do it because, decide whether it's true. Decide whether the thing that you're saying is true or it's an excuse you're using to stay stuck. Try the thing that you think might not work. I'm not saying be out here and just try all these random schemes. No, I'm saying the things that you hear and people keep saying to you, why don't you try this? Why don't you try this? Maybe that's your opportunity. Maybe that's the universe trying to let you know, try this thing. Stop resisting. Instead of saying, I don't think that will work for me, consider that everything you're currently doing isn't working. Because if you already knew the answers, if you already knew what worked, you'd already have everything you wanted. And if you didn't catch that, I'm going to say it again. If you already had the answers and you knew what worked, you would already have everything you want. What you think works doesn't. Otherwise, your life wouldn't be in a place where you feel stuck. So the things that you think won't work and that you haven't actually tried might just be the things that you need. So really pay attention to yourself and the things you're saying out loud. And the things you're telling yourself in your mind, like, I can't do this because. We've all been there, but honestly, those 6 or 10 months of putting in the work change your life forever. Stop waiting, do it now. Stop hesitating. Stop hoping that things will just get better and decide to make them better. Success is something that starts and ends with us. If you want to get up to that level of success that you're dreaming of, anything you're going through right now is honestly temporary. Anything that isn't working, try and find a way to fix it. There's so many online resources. There's YouTube. There's Google. Google is your best friend. If you don't have the funds to hire a coach or get a mentor, get someone who can show you how to do it, start small. Go online, use the free resources, watch the videos. Start doing the work now. And don't give up. Don't start and then stop. Every time you start and stop, you bring yourself right back to the beginning. Put in that little bit of work now, that little bit of effort, because it's not even work, it's effort. Put in that little bit of effort. Push past the things that you would usually use as excuses and do the work. The life I'm living now couldn't even be possible if I didn't go through the struggles before. And the portion of time I struggled is so small in relation to the portion of time I've been able to enjoy my life. So if you think 6 months of maybe doing a little bit extra, being that extra bit tired the next morning, not getting as much sleep as you usually do, just for a short period of time, and then maybe getting 10 years, 20, 30, 40 years of the life that you really want to live. We all say we can't function unless we get a certain amount of sleep. Like, I need 8 hours. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I say it all the time. I need 8 hours of sleep. Otherwise, I can't function. But the truth is, some days I get 6 hours of sleep and I function. When you have a baby, I wasn't getting 8 hours. So how did I manage? I've got a whole 15-year-old. So somehow I got through it. So again, these are excuses. Somehow I was able to get through 2 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep, and then look after a whole human. But we will say to ourselves, I won't work all day and I need to get 7 hours of sleep, otherwise I won't be able to function. Listen, if mums are getting 2 hours of sleep and they're able to function and look after themselves and their babies, and don't get me wrong, it's not easy, it's a struggle. Sometimes they're not functioning great, but they're getting through the day. And that in itself is a win. If you get 2 hours less of sleep, let's say most people sleep for about 6 or 7 hours. Everyone's not like me. If one night you get 5 hours of sleep, but it meant that you used that extra hour to get some work done, work that's going to change your life, why wouldn't you? Getting started is the hardest part. Successful people, the people doing the things that you want to do, got started. They're not better than you, they're not different from you. They just decided to start and then decided not to stop. It's easy not to stop, or it's easier not to stop when you really get started and you decide this is what you're going to do. So you're struggling with that mountain, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I really felt called to speak and just say this. I kept it short and I kept it sweet, but I just wanted you guys to know, put in the hard work now. It's going to be so worth it in the long term. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.